What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It's May 22nd. Very important day in the markets. I'll tell you why shortly. First, we're going to go over the Dgen L3 ecosystem. There's definitely a lot happening. First, make sure you follow me on Warpcast. Okay, a majority of my time nowadays is actually spent on Warpcast, and I've explained to people why numerous times why I believe Web3 base chain and especially Dgen chain are going to be the big narratives for the next few months, and why you'll find all Web3 related information regarding base chain and Dgen chain all on Warpcast. You're not really going to find it on Twitter a whole lot. Majority of those conversations happen on Warpcast. So if you join Warpcast with the invite link below, I will share this invite link in my YouTube description. So just scroll down, click the link, send me a message and tell me you joined, and I'll try to get you some free Dgen or free warps, which are used internally in Warpcast. Okay. All right, let's get started. So first things first, today is May 22nd. May 22nd is actually the day where Nvidia earnings are coming out. Nvidia right now is the largest market cap company in the world, if I'm not mistaken. Even if it's not the largest, it's pretty close to the top 3 or 4 in the world. And it's by far the most defining company that dictates how the market goes, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, as well as US equities. And it also will dictate how BTC and crypto goes for the next several weeks. Meaning, if Nvidia earnings are good today, as you can see, earnings is today, right? If Nvidia earnings go well today, which I think the street is actually expecting those earnings to do pretty well, I believe that that's going to be relatively positive for BTC. We already know that Ethereum has had its own internal catalyst to go up, which was the Ethereum ETF being somewhat fast-tracked. I don't think it's approved yet, but the SEC has been talking to exchanges and other agencies about its possible approval. You can see that Wisdom Tree, other other funds and institutions are actually getting ready for ETFs, right? As you can see, this is all trending here on Twitter. So I believe that Ethereum itself is going to lift the altcoin market. It already has so far. But more so, I'm going to explain to you why I believe Ethereum is going to lift Dgen L3 ecosystem, right? So first, again, we go back to Nvidia earnings. If they are extremely positive, maybe we continue on this trend up, right? Nvidia probably marches up and up and up for the next few months. And I think that will lead, BTC and crypto up higher for the next few months, right? I will say, however, just expect the market to be really choppy. Summers are in general really choppy, right? This range could also create another range on top like that. And we could kind of be in this choppy period. Whoops. We can be in this choppy period for a little while until we sort of break out higher in September, October, November, something like that. That's my general thought process on what I think is going to happen with BTC. And I think similar things are going to happen with Ethereum. Now, Ethereum looks pretty damn set for new all-time highs. Remember, BTC is actually the only asset, one of the very few assets that has hit a new all-time high per its 2021 high right here. Ethereum has not done that, as you can see. Solana has definitely not done that. I'm quite certain, right? Solana's high was right there. We're right here. So most assets have actually not hit new all-time highs, which means that they do have potential to hit new all-time highs, except for the fact that if things get rocky and volatile, like I said again, bringing this back to Nvidia, which is the dominant force in the market, which will dictate what happens in US equities, which will then further dictate what happens in BTC and other crypto assets, right? So if those Nvidia earnings are shaky, bad, or maybe sometimes earnings are good, right? But the market feels like that's a sell the news kind of event, and it does something like this, and it collapses back down, and maybe it builds a base until June, July, and then it pushes up higher, in the next 2, 3 months. That's also possible. So I want us to be prepared again for what could happen in the coming weeks ahead. Now, aside from that, you have to remember that there are still secular trends behind us that are extremely positive. For example, if we go to base chain stats, right? Let's go to this and let's open up this. Okay. So if we start looking at base chain, which is, one of the more dominant leaders on the Ethereum ecosystem, right? The dominant L2. As you can see, there's a lot of really, really good activity that's happening on base chain. Whether it's total addresses, total Ethereum transfers, verified accounts, total blocks created, account growth, active accounts, it's all looking pretty positive to me. Now we kind of can connect that with the Dgen chain too, right? So if we go here, go to chains, and we type in Dgen chain. Okay, let's do this. Dgen chain, Dune. I think Dune should have. Okay, so we have a lot of positive data points related to Dgen the token, which is, first of all, the amount of holders, phenomenal, right? Absolutely phenomenal. We have a lot of whales who generally have not been selling. They're pretty positive about Dgen, and I think they're going to, hold on for a long time, right? The DEX stats, especially regarding Dgen, are relatively positive, but they've gone down over the last few weeks. But I do think that as the market picks up, as once again, Ethereum ETF brings about this, catalyst for Ethereum ecosystem, I think that's going to be incredibly positive for not only base, but base and Dgen, right? So all this stuff, all these data points we have for Dgen is extremely positive. Aside from that, as I've said before, Dgen is extremely, extremely well connected with the Warpcast ecosystem, whether it be tipping related. They also had Deploy on Dgen Week, which is, Warpcast channels were hosting kind of what can you build as a product for the Dgen ecosystem. I think I have this somewhere. Here's kind of all the projects that are on Dgen right now. I've spoken about Mint.club before, right? Mint.club, you can connect to Mint.club and you can buy into some bonding curve meme coins or tokens. You can also claim free airdrops in here. There's a lot of free money in here, by the way. Okay, so just giving y'all alpha. You can go to Dracula. I've talked about Dracula before, right? I post a lot of videos on Dracula simply because I think that if you are active on Dracula, see, every time I watch a video, you get +1 drip, right? So if you watch my top right, you'll see I get a, where is it? +1, right? That's a good thing because every time you watch a video, you're effectively getting quote unquote a point or getting paid, if you will, right? We don't really know what this drip is going to count to in terms of some monetary kickback from Dracula. But either way, I think at some point it's going to lead to something positive. Meaning, if you're early on these apps, right? Dior Swap, Mint.club, Dracula, NFT.dgen, .lol, Moonwell, I think this is more so on base. ATH, which is, one of my favorite meme coins, right? If you're new and accumulating some of these assets and you are positive on some of these assets, right? I think in the future, the Dgen ecosystem will reward you in Dgen tokens just for being, a loyal and active community member of Dgen, the L3. I really think that's really how crypto works. More often than not, if you are early and you are active and you're a loyal member of a particular community or an ecosystem, the more apps you use, The more transactions you post on the chain, like Dgen, the higher the likelihood you're going to get a reward kickback somewhere down the line. Okay. So this is why I'm just feeling extremely positive of, the developments that are happening in Dgen L3 ecosystem, the amount of projects that are being built. I think any person, if you're someone who has, let's just say, anywhere between $500 to, 100,000 or $500,000, okay, it is your duty to check out as many things as possible in crypto, because this is where, when you experiment and check out new stuff, it is basically a logged transaction on your wallet, um, for that particular ecosystem to, in the future, pay you for just experimenting. I've done this so many times, whether it's DYDX, Spectral. I've had so many, I mean, I've had countless airdrops in my life in crypto, where all I really did was I just checked out something that I was going to check out anyway. I never expected an airdrop. I never expected free money, but sometimes you get anywhere from $10 to 50 to 5,000 to 20,000, right? And I've had some of the most insane airdrops, okay? And I think you will too if you start looking and experimenting into crypto. Now, again, please be careful of what you sign into. Make sure you check what you're signing, what wallet, et cetera, right? Your OPSEC is your OPSEC. What I'm providing you is just opportunities that lie in crypto for you to take advantage of. Okay, however you deal with your own security and safety of your own money, that's your call, right? But what I will say is, when it comes to trying stuff out in crypto, you have to do the work. You have to try out different stuff. Like, here's a perfect example. There's this, where is it? ZK Sync, right? I was just talking to someone about this. Okay. ZK Sync. I think I spelled it wrong. There we go. So ZK Sync is actually another L2 that's being created on Ethereum. Okay. They're going to be having their airdrop. Let me show it to you. ZK Sync airdrop. They're going to have an airdrop soon. And the point is that, when you have the opportunity to look at a uh, a new ecosystem that's coming up, right? And you get to bridge over money and you get to try out their new products. That is exactly what the ecosystem wants, and they're going to reward you for that, right? So the point is that trying stuff like this, whether it's ZK Sync or stuff within the Dgen ecosystem, it is your job right now for the rest of the year to try out as many products as possible, log as many transactions on different ecosystems, especially if they're doing an airdrop. You got to do it because it's just free money. It's way too easy of money to not pick up off the ground. Okay. So I just wanted to give y'all that particular opportunity, right? So we have some outlook, again, going back to the original thesis, which is Nvidia headed into today. BTC structure looking, pretty decent, but again, it could be in a range for a little while. It could chop about for the next few weeks, next few months. But I will say one thing I'm excited about and positive about is that if you look at BTC dominance, right? I've pointed this out before. Every time BTC dominance starts to look a little bit toppy, right? Kind of like right here, kind of like right here in 2017, and kind of like we're looking like right now. Every time Bitcoin has this toppy looking, maybe funnel being built or wedge being built, and it starts dropping down, this is where the alt seasons start. And it goes absolutely nuts. The alt seasons go bananas. So a few of my picks for the alt season, like I've said before, if I have not made it clear already, Dgen is my biggest, most positive pick for the alt season for the coming 6 months to 1 year ahead. Period. Okay? Period. That's it. Like, I don't see any other asset coming anywhere close to what the value proposition that Dgen ecosystem has. whether it's tipping related, whether it's the entire ecosystem that's being built, whether it's how fast and cheap the wallet transactions are, whether it's how many people are actually building on the Dgen ecosystem, or its direct connection to the base chain, right? I've made this clear before, and I'll make it clear one more time. Okay, let me go into my bookmarks and show you guys. Where did I write this? I had spoken about this before. Basically, my thought process was that I believe, yeah, so here we go, right? Here's a couple of really positive points. So first of all, I think Dgen at some point is going to get listed on Coinbase. Why? Because it's not a security. It literally started off as a meme coin. If you're not familiar with it, Dgen, up until like January or February was a meme coin. Then it became a new L3. So you can't classify, if Coinbase wants to list Dgen, it could easily do that because it could just say, well, it was a meme coin, and then it became an L3. So there's no expectation of it being a security where the SEC can sue Coinbase for listing Dgen. So I think Dgen is going to get listed. Okay, period. Number two, more and more bridges being built between the other L2s properly and Dgen. I think that's going to happen. If, however, there's ever a day and a whiff of news that there's a bridge that can be built between Ethereum mainnet and L3 Dgen, is game over. There's going to be so much money ported over to Dgen. It's going to be crazy. Okay. And of course, imagine Coinbase itself creates an easy move of Ethereum from Coinbase directly into L3s. Like right now, what I have to do is I have to go into Coinbase, buy Ethereum, withdraw Ethereum via the Base network onto Base network in my MetaMask. However, what if I could just withdraw the Ethereum from Coinbase directly into my Dgen L3 instead of going into Base first and then bridging from Base into Dgen L3, right? So those are some of the positive catalysts that I see for Dgen. And of course, the social fi aspect of it. Like I said, Dgen is directly embedded and connected deep into the Warpcast community, right? Not a day goes by, I think, where people look for opportunities to tip others with the Dgen token, right? We've talked about Dgen. Let me see, Dgen.tips. Oops. Okay. We talked about Dgen.tips, right? We've also talked about different seasons that have taken place where people have gotten, paid tons and tons of Dgen. And in fact, they still have allocations of Dgen tokens to give away. Okay, this is a huge, huge positive catalyst for the Dgen token, in my opinion. The more distribution points that you have for Dgen, the token, or any token for that matter, the higher the ceiling is for that token to go up. Because more distribution points mean that there's more touch points for people to interact with the token, for people to use it for different utility purpose, whether it's something as simple as buying NFTs, to tipping people in Warpcast, to earning the Dgen token via Dracula, or using Dgen token to collect and buy airdrops and other tokens via mint.club, right? So distribution points matter. And I think Dgen has them, and it's going to continue to build them. And it has a really, really strong team. Okay. Aside from that, I mean, one thing I've talked about on my Twitter feed a lot is other meme coins that I think are going to do really well. One of which is the Trump token. Now, hang on. I know what you're thinking, whether you like Biden or Trump. Trust me, I really don't care much for politics. Okay. What I do like is a good meme. I love a good meme. All right. And boy, I gotta tell you, the Trump memes are freaking fantastic. Like the Trump memes in this community right here is so hardcore and dedicated and really working to sort of pump the bags, right? It is pretty awesome to be in this channel and contributing with these people. Again, I am not political. I don't much care for Biden or Trump. I just like the fact that no other time in history has everyone in the world, right, been able to bet on the brand of a president or a prime minister or even a country. But no other time in the world has everyone in the world been able to bet on Biden and Trump with their money, purely by the way of memes, right? By meme coins. I think Trump is going to be the biggest meme of 2024. I think he is going to simply pump our bags because I think he's pretty damn good at just, marketing and branding. He's good at talking about himself. And that's like buying into a person or a product that literally sells itself. You ain't got to do a whole lot to own the Trump meme coin. Okay. So I find that particularly impressive and amazing. And that's why this is a Trump meme coin on Solana. You have to go to their website, trumpsol.xyz. Make sure you click this address right here. This is the proper address. Or you can go to their Twitter, which is Trump Solana coin. There are a bunch of other Trump coins, by the way. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first one on the Solana chain. This is their contract address. So make sure you check that before you buy some random altcoin. Okay. So these are some of the things that I'm kind of focusing on for the next coming, couple of weeks ahead. I feel extremely positive about, memes and narratives like this because, I think it's gonna be a huge election season. Right now, the way the crypto space is positioned, they think that Trump is going to be positive for crypto and Biden is not going to be positive. So I think that's just going to pump the Trump token up. I think it's as simple as that, honestly. Okay. So we talked about Dgen, we talked about base, we talked about all the positives about the Dgen ecosystem. The potential, growth I've spoken about already. Again, this is not investment advice. I'm not doing like target projections, but I've just stated before, like, if you think that Dgen is going to be a big thing, the Polygon market cap currently is around like $7 billion. Dgen currently sits at 280 million. I'm pretty sure Dgen ecosystem has way more activity and active users than Polygon. Okay. If, however, by today's date, right? But by today's date and market cap, Dgen gets to Solana's market cap as of today. That's about an $80 billion upside from here, right? That's like 31,000%. So I think there's a lot of opportunities in here. And again, not investment advice, not doing target projections, not telling you to buy. I'm just stating that if we kind of look at the landscape and we see that where the world is going for the next 3 months, for the next 6 months, for the next 1 year, I think L3s like Dgen are going to be a big thing. And I think the market has insanely mispriced um, what the L3s could be worth in the future. That's what I believe. Okay. So we'll see if I'm right. Right. I've made a bunch of videos already. I told y'all, right? If you go to my playlist here, you can watch all the Dgen chain related videos here. I post market updates here and there. I have my own Discord channel. If y'all want to join it, feel free to join. Yeah, this is where, like, these are locked channels. So this is for members who actually pay. You don't have to pay if you don't want to, but if you want live updates, like yesterday, I picked up Drift Protocol. I was just letting the community know, like, hey, I'm buying this. People who want to know, they get to know kind of in real time what I'm buying, right? And you can kind of see Drift from yesterday. So I bought it around, I think, like 50 cents flat. Okay. So, 50 cents is like right there. Currently, Drift is already up 26%, right? So let's just say you put in, I don't know, like $5,000 or $2,000 into Drift. You already made 25% on that. So on a $5,000 trade, that's already like, what is that? I can't even do my math right now. Like $1,500, right? So yeah, I mean, I talk about stuff like this in terms of my own positions. You don't have to follow. But this is part of my, Discord if you do want to pay and join and get, live updates of exactly what I'm doing. Okay. And none of it is financial advice, right? So yeah, that's my general thought process on the market. Hope you all enjoy this video. Good luck, everybody. Take care. If you want more analysis and more thoughts on what I'm talking about, what I'm thinking about buying, what I'm selling, etc., join my Discord. If not, my general thoughts are just on Warpcast for free. All right. Or YouTube. Okay. So join Warpcast, join with the invite link below. There is some free Dgen or warps that I can send you. All right. Cheers, everybody. Take care. Bye.